This example is very similar to the last one, but we notice that this term in the denominator can factor. Anytime that's true, you need to factor it first. So I have 4 over, this is a difference of perfect squares, so I have x plus 2 times x minus 2, plus I'm going to write this as 2 over 1 equals 3 over x plus 2. And if I am going to state my greatest common denominator for this problem, it's going to be x plus 2, x minus 2. So x plus 2 times x minus 2. This is what I'm going to have to multiply every term in this equation by. So x plus 2, x minus 2 divided by 1, multiplied by both these terms, and then x plus 2 times x minus 2 over 1. When I multiply this term times this term, you'll notice that the entire denominator cancels out with the entire numerator. So I'm left with 4. Plus 2 times all of this. Nothing cancels because there's no denominator to cancel out. So I have 2 times, and I'm going to go ahead and write it back in this form because these are equivalent, and this has less terms to distribute. So I'm going to say x squared minus 4. That's exactly the same thing as this. Equals, in this one, the x plus 2 is going to cancel, so I'm left with 3 times x minus 2. Now from here we have to solve the resulting equation, which, if you see this x squared, you'll notice that it is a quadratic. So I have 4 plus 2x squared minus 8 equals 3x minus 2. I'm going to move everything over to one side, so I'm going to keep my leading term positive, and I'm going to say 2x squared, subtract the 3x. 4 minus 8 is negative 4, and then when I add 2 to that, I'm going to get minus 2 equals 0. Let me check my arithmetic. That's minus 4 plus 2. That should be right. Now I'm going to try to factor this. I'm not 100% sure it factors, but I think it will. And I have a leading term of 2, which is prime, so I can say 2x and x. And I need to find my factors of 2 that somehow combine to give me negative 3. I know that if I say 2 times negative 2, that's going to give me negative 4x. And if I add my 1x, that gets me to negative 3, and it still multiplies to negative 2. So I just checked it in my head. If you want to make sure it works, check it over here. Remember, you're not done factoring until you've checked your answer. I already did in my head. So now I have my factors, and I use my zero product property to say 2x plus 1 equals 0, and x minus 2 equals 0. So I get x equals 2. And x equals negative 1/2. But remember, when you're solving fractional equations, you have to check to make sure your roots work. When you plug a negative 1/2 into this equation, it's okay because it doesn't result in you dividing by 0. So this answer is okay. However, when you put a 2 into it, if I put 2 into x squared, I get 2 squared is 4 minus 4. That results for this term being 4 divided by 0, which you can't do. You can't divide by 0. This is an extra solution, an extraneous solution that we gained, and is not part of the solution. So this will be my final answer.